Hi, my name is Comfort by V-ETIENNE, and this is my book club, Take Cover with a Book. Last week I did a review of The Hate You Give, and I just wanted to say that I think it was amazing to finish it, and I watched the movie, and honestly it was spectacular. I think the directors took a very big risk because they cut out a character, and honestly I just feel like all that they did to make that movie just made it even greater, and it evoked emotion, especially out of me, and I'm pretty sure all the other audiences. So I just really love what they did with the book and with the movie. This week I'm going to be doing the book called Brooklyn, We Go Hard by Tatiana Vilbrun-Etienne. She is a business entrepreneur and marketing teacher. For those that didn't know, she is actually the head of the department Me We Create, and I just think she's doing a spectacular job, especially with this book. She's always about, encouraging others to love themselves. Her foundation, what she created, is Love Yourself Enough, and it's for, young women and people really of all places to find it in themselves to love each other for who they are and never to feel that they aren't great enough. This week, I thought we'd do something different, and we read the first few chapters together. I'm gonna start reading off the acknowledgements because it's definitely something I have never read or seen before. I would first like to thank you. Yes, you. You are the one that decided that I had a story that you could connect with. You are the one that somehow knew that you could collaborate with me on adventure to start a movement, the LYE. You are the one that will reciprocate the love and energy I poured into this book. You are the one that will choose not to major in minor things in this school called life. You are the one that will embrace relationships. You are the one that will challenge me when I could become complacent. I promise to take fully charge of the alphabet so that you and I will forever be on the path of mental, spiritual, and physical growth. Last but not least, I want to thank the individuals that corrected my abstract errors, motivated and inspired me, and didn't fall short of telling me that this was going to be a top-selling novel. There will be things that you wish were different in these books, but the reality is that these things happen every single day. You will laugh, cry, smile, get angry, shake your head. By the end, you'll be anticipating the sequel. These sequels will make installment payments to your spirit, soul, mind, and physical being while celebrating memories. The first installment is given by the King of New York City, the head of the 5 boroughs, is reminded that in Brooklyn, we go hard. There are 2 types of people in this world: those that get caught in the error and those that see the lesson that lies beneath the error. Which one are you? I'm gonna read the first 4 chapters because that's what introduces all the main characters in this book. Chapter 1, Brooklyn. Alright, for all my Haitians out there, I'm really sorry if I get this wrong. Bouzine, salope, malpou, ronte, with a Bouzine, salope, malpou, ronte, were the words that greeted me at the door. Those words are followed by, if you say one more thing or look at me in the eye like you and I share the same man, I promise that your teeth will fall out with the half I'm about to give your face. If we were full-blood Americans, I would have called child services and put in my anonymous mental and physical abuse claim. However, in the Haitian culture, the only thing that was unacceptable was going against your parents and becoming an American. In my short lifespan, I witnessed whites looking down at us, insulting our complexion, lips, and hips, yet they made suntan appointments or sat on the beach until they looked like lobsters. All of this just to look like the very people they criticized and despised. My mother's opinion only proved that many of us were natured and nurtured through the media to hate ourselves. Many of us died in the dark without being enlightened by the greatness of our people. Thank God for the African American Studies class in my school, as well as Google Scholar. It made me love myself and my people even more. It made me realize that we are beautiful and of so much to impact the movements in America and the rest of the world. My mother was plain old-fashioned. She believed that a female should be in the house washing dishes, cleaning up, and cooking. She always reminded me that no real man would want to marry me if I was incapable of all those chores. I knew that she was dead wrong because there were plenty boys lined up to marry her daughter today if need be. Alright, actually, Miss E told me a story about her mother, so I love that she was able to put, part of her own stories into her book. And I believe this is her first book, so it's good to know she's bringing her personal life into what she's writing. So it's more realistic and get a feel of it. My look was gonna be all he needed in order to step up his game and make me his bae. As we neared the front entrance of the school, my heart raced, and I knew that this day was gonna be one for my journal. Thank God I went to the School of Health and Science. I was gonna need someone to diagnose when my heart was racing and my body was feeling weak. Damn, I had a case of the VRENT, and I was about to be put through various symptoms. The first chapter is about a young girl of Haitian descent or Haitian culture, and she really likes Brent. It's the first day of school, and she's, getting dressed, trying to look good for him and all that. And she's just waiting for her best friend so they can go to school together. Chapter 2, Berkeley. People say that I have everything, but sometimes everything is actually anything but that. It's actually nothing. Although I live with both parents, it always felt like I lived with just one parent. My parents vowed to love one another until their temples were buried and spirits were left to linger in the earth as a reminder of true love between two souls. My mother cooked, cleaned, and was a submissive wife that did all that she needed to do and to make sure all was good for Daddy and I. My father treated me like a princess and loved me with every single cell in his body. Cancer couldn't kill what he felt for me. I respected him until he redefined marriage and decided that the band around his ring finger should be worn on the smallest finger, his pinky. That's just disrespectful, to be honest. As if that wasn't enough, a series of events led me to find out that he was dating Perla, Jade and Dara's mother. So in chapter 2, we learned about second girl. She's Guyanese, and she used to think her parents had a perfect marriage until she found out that he was actually cheating on her mother. And her mother doesn't want to say anything to anybody because she's only cared about appearance and her image. Also, she feels as though she can only depend on her best friend, her blood sister, who is, the first girl we're introduced to. And we also learned that she's actually interested in Brent, but she knows that her friend has a crush on him, so she's just hoping that she gets over it like she usually does, apparently. She just likes guys from time to time and drops them. So she wants her to, drop her as quick as possible so she can get with him because she says she really likes him. Chapter 3, Brent. Son, these dudes are wild crazy. As soon as one of them claimed their territory, the other one tries to outdo him by saying the same chick's face is clear of pimples because of the vitamin E he provided after she exhausted his brain. They were all frightened of being rejected by the most wanted shorties, so they chased down the mediocre chicks that lack self-esteem. To keep it a stack, all of these stories are exaggerated just to gain the label of being the man. There were days that I despised the ritual of all my boys meeting in my room in order to pass what I call the sexual spiff. We would inhale and exhale our sexual accolades. We speak about these females as if they were meat at the butcher shop. We chopped them up into pieces, and while they marinated in what we fed them, we planned what we would do after we indulged and devoured our long-awaited meal. What is crazy is that some of them liked the labels we placed on them. They felt content with the manager's special value we gave them. They would do anything to gain a little attention. The first time I laid eyes on her and felt something was during the end of our freshman year in our honor society meeting. She was pretty, yet humble. I sometimes felt like she didn't know how pretty she was. She tickled my fantasies and made me come to life in my dreams, but I never once let her know that I was feeling her. I despise the fact that I always had to explain my exes to my new girl, especially when they were no longer a part of my life. They were my ex-girlfriends, and they left me with examples exposing why I should exit out of something that should have existed. So I marked them with an X because I want to make sure someone else lands on them. I've been sitting here wondering why is it that Samaya hasn't called. There isn't a day that goes by that we don't speak, even if it is just via text. Today I had to tell her that I finally approached the one girl that I always liked. I really don't know why it has taken me 3 years to speak to her, but I just felt like she was different. She was pretty known, but unknown. Definitely an oxymoron. The idea of being with her was driving me wild crazy, but my ego and facade would not allow me to show joy for any girl. I had to make her feel like she wanted me without looking like I really wanted her. So chapter 3 reveals to us that Brent is actually really smart, but also girls are always going after him and all that. He doesn't always like it because it might turn other girls off, especially the girl he likes right now, which they haven't revealed to us yet. But he doesn't want that to get in the way of him getting with this girl that he's liked since forever, basically. Chapter 4, Samaya. I was boiled with jealousy and I didn't know where to let it evaporate. I wanted to take this hijab off and show him that I was as pretty, if not even prettier than her. There had been girls that come in and out of his life, but this girl was different. They weren't even a couple, but I feared that they would become so close that he had looked past me. We were secret best friends because my religion stated that it was haram for me to be in the presence of any males. I really loved this boy because I really knew this boy. I asked him if he missed me, and he said of course, and added, I need a little of May May every single day. I smiled and let my mind rehearse those words as if they were long and hard to remember. He was smiling at her while conversing with her best friend. They were both pretty girls from the opposite ends of the spectrum. He only showed me how black girls rock. She complimented my flawless Cleopatra makeup and told me that she admired the fact that I was always able to remain covered and faithful to my religion. I liked the fact that she respected me. It was going to be awfully hard to hate this girl. She then paused to ask me about Miss E's class and the project. See what I'm saying? Miss E had to put herself in her book. As we continued to walk towards his house, I suddenly became upset that he didn't even take my feelings into account. I was suddenly hit with why should he, especially if he never knew the sense of my love. I buried 6 feet down beneath my spirit. We arrived at his house and he fixed us something to eat. Alright, listen to this. We both knew that our project was going to be the one that many would remember. We both enjoyed our entrepreneurship class and Mrs. E was absolutely the best teacher. Bruh. We always worked well together, and for some reason, a project that would have taken us over 4 hours always took us less than 2 hours to complete. As the last word slipped from his mouth, I gently landed a kiss on his cheek. Of course, I didn't stop there. I rolled on top of him and kissed him on the lip. I whispered I was waiting to do this for a long time, and he was speechless. As I waited for him to respond, I decided to plunge in for one of the 10s across the board kisses. This is about Samaya, and she also likes him. It's 3 girls, more than that even, but 3 main girls that like this boy. Like, what is he gonna do? Because I feel like he's gonna end up hurting most of their feelings in the end. I'm just saying. Because I don't know. He doesn't like Samaya. Samaya's his best friend, but yet he still allowed her to kiss him. I'm confused. Does he really want to change? Because he seems to let a lot of things happen, especially with Samaya right now. Like, he thinks of her as just a friend, but like he's still letting her do all these things and confess on her feelings, and then he's not stopping her. So I'm like, bruh. I'm excited to see what happens next, how he's gonna treat these girls, especially so early in the book. This is already happening. Like, that's crazy. I'll see you guys next week. Remember, we are reading Berkeley, We Go Hard. My name is Comfort. This is Take Comfort with the Book, and I will see you next week.